Ta-da! Oh, wow, that was really loud for some reason. Uh, uh, uh. So apparently it's working for YouTube and Twitch, but it is still not working for Facebook and Instagram. It's quite agitating. So this is insane. You see how my glasses are all screwed up because I'm missing. How do I do this? Which side? Where's the thing? Okay, I gotta show this side. Missing the handle. It's like lopsided and shit, and I'm too lazy to go to Kaiser to get the new pair. Yeah, everything that's happening is insane. Welcome to the madhouse. Nothing seems to be getting better, and everything is getting worse. And it's probably going to continue getting worse. So enjoy my voice making it worse. That's the joy I bring to everybody. So, in all seriousness, though, I wanted to look at some of the footage that's happening in Iran and the surrounding areas because it's it's apocalyptic. It's like the opening of Terminator 2 over there right now in those areas. So, how do I do this? Aha! It worked. So, here we go. Jesus Christ, man. I mean, just like try to imagine, you know? I know that being that we live in America, we don't have to imagine much since we have gun violence here up the wazoo. So I think those are those interceptor missiles. Oh shit, that one got through. Fuck.
Oh my god! Yo!
Jesus Christ.
No way!
It's like Cloverfield right now.
No way! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh.
I don't know about you, but these guys sound a little bit more excited than I would be. Look at this
my
motherfucker
God.
smiling down there. Why are you smiling, dude?
Oh
Any of
my
that
God.
shit could hit you right now. Not even a direct
Oh
hit. You
my
can just
God.
have collateral bombs fall on you,
Oh
like
my
debris,
God.
shrapnel.
Yo! Oh! Oh my god!
What is it with this generation
Oh my
and
God.
like seeing serious danger and being like,
That's the
oh,
right-
I gotta get a look
It
at
actually
this.
hit right here.
Oh, look, it's coming
my
right
God,
for me.
it
لا والله حربية طيارة حربية طيارة حربية
I've seen this footage.
شوف
Like, how much did that just cost us just now? You know? Like, multi-million-dollar jet. It's gone. All these rockets. I guess I don't know if that's Israel's or Iran's or America's, but, like, it's a complete waste. Just for death and destruction. Alright, so I think those are... Wow.
Subscribe to One India and never miss an update.
So, yeah, that's just insane to see that footage. I mean, you know, American media, we're kind of desensitized to it. We see that stuff all the time in movies and TV shows. And again, we have mass violence here all the time. I think my mic is a little bit too loud. Let's turn you down a wee bit. Mass violence all the time. We can't even go to a grocery store without trying to see where the nearest exit is. Oh, let's see. I need eggs, milk, and a quick escape route. Every time we go into a grocery store or a movie theater, a walk in the park, we have to worry about people shooting at us. But, like, that footage is terrifying. I don't know about you. I don't want to go to war. That does not look like fun. That, sure, all fun and games when you're playing COD on a TV screen. Very different when you're in the thick of it and shit's falling down and blowing up and catching fire all around you. No, I don't think I want to do that. This is not a war like World War II where we were fighting an evil empire that was exterminating people and wanting to have fascism sweep over the globe, okay? All this really is, at the end of it all, is two things. One, it's a war of aggression because of Israel. Netanyahu said he's been trying to do this for 40 years, and he finally got it. And two, it's a war of distraction. It's wag the dog. Because all of this is to distract from Trump is a pedophile, and he is running the world with a bunch of other pedophiles like Howard Lutnick, Elon Musk, right? That's all this is. So, look, we saw that footage of the plane crashing, but let's look at there's way more to it, the cost of this shit here. So the death toll in Iran rises to 6 as Trump says campaign could last 5 weeks. 5 weeks. And we're not even halfway through week 1, right? And there's already 6 people. So, you double that to 12, hell, maybe even 18 people a week. 18 times 5, I suck at math, but that's what? Damn near 70-something people? 70 Americans just dead. For what? For what? Because Trump won't answer to him being a pedophile? Because Netanyahu is a genocidal maniac and wants to take over the region? I mean, 6 people are dead now. And again, like, I had family that fought in World War II. One of them died. I think he was a pilot, if I remember right. And the other one was an airman, jumped out of a plane and also died while he was shot down while parachuting, if I remember right, or crashed. I can't remember. But these people died for nothing, right? Like, we have that heroes mentality of people that fought in World War II. Stormed the beaches of Iwo Jima, Normandy, etc. And they died for a purpose. They died for a cause. They died to make the world a better place. These 6 men that died, what did they die for? They died so that a pedophile could have something else to talk about. That's all it is. That's all that this war is. It's just a distraction. And that's not even counting, day 3 of the Iran war. U.S. military said Monday the number of Americans killed during the ongoing war with Iran stood at 6, following the recovery of the remains of 2 service members who were previously unaccounted for. Jesus Christ. And keep in mind, this is just what we know. Trump even seemed to hint in one of his speeches that there's a lot more dead Americans that they're not telling us about. And why would they? This is the regime of liars. All they do is lie. They lie, they cheat, and they steal. Why would they bother, to tell us anything about this? Hold on, where's my... Okay, there we go. So why would they bother to tell us about any of this? And then... last best chance for reduction of the threat posed by Iran's ballistic... And the ballistic missiles, you can see it's kind of pointless because the fire from Iran is getting through the Iron Dome, right? And the Iron Dome is not able to keep up with the amount of munition that's coming its way. And then further, there's been multiple reportings that all the munitions that we have, we were already low on munitions prior to this pedophile distraction war. We were already low, and we don't have the capacity to mass produce munitions like we used to. And we could run dry by, I think what I read was like week 2 or 3 at this pace. Maybe even faster. So the Iron Dome is just useless. It becomes a condom with a hole in it. And now they got Iran apparently has these supersonic missiles. We were talking about on the Voice of Reason podcast yesterday. They got supersonic missiles which can like go through. They fly at such high altitudes and at such speeds, and they're also maneuverable. I saw a great video presentation on it that we had yesterday, and they can evade a lot of these Iron Dome defensive missiles, or they can just shoot right through it and get to the target before they can be intercepted. I mean, it's a nightmare scenario. What's happening? Hold on, I want to see because I don't know if there's even any. Let's see, because the chat service is not working on Restream. So and then there were 3 U.S. F-15 fighter jets. Earlier in the day, Kuwait shot down 3 friendly fire incident. My God. 3 of our own planes shot down in friendly fire. At least the crews are safe. Strikes have killed at least 11 people in Israel, and the Iranian Red Crescent says 555 people have been killed in Iran. And that's not even counting, excuse me, that is counting the dead girls at that elementary school. I don't think I pulled that story up, actually. Let me do that real quick. Let me see here. This is NBC News, so let's pull this one up. Oops. 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 There we go. Okay, got the right one here. Yeah. So this was like on day one, if I recall. 168 people. These are children. God damn, dude. Why do we have to keep bombing children? Why can we not bomb pedophiles? Right? Why does this have to keep happening? Why can we not bomb Nazis? We have to bomb children? Man, it's just like, it always seems to happen. We bomb completely innocent people, and the people in charge of that did real crimes are still around. George W. Bush, still walking. War criminal. Henry Kissinger died of old causes at 100 years old. War criminal. Donald Trump, pedophile, rapist, career criminal, currently occupying the White House. Evil people just seem to always get to do whatever they want, and there's never any accountability for it. Elementary school called with an urgent message about her son. The war has started. She was told, come pick him up. The mother, who asked not to be identified, said she only had just dropped off the boy and couldn't leave immediately since she had patients to see in her job as a midwife. God! Then the earth shook and she ran. It was too late. They targeted an elementary school. I mean, again, we've said it so many times that, like, if you were to write evil characters for some kind of a story or a script or a movie, and you just wrote real life stuff that's happening like right now, the script, you would get laughed out of the writer's room. It wouldn't be believable, and yet it's happening. And now the fact that it's happening so much, you could literally write what's happening and put it into a TV show. And in the writer's room, they're like, no, no, no. See, we need you to be more evil. See, it needs to be like comical evil, like so absurd that it's just unbelievable because this stuff is just hitting a little too close to home. It's got to bum the audience out. By the time we arrived, the entire school had collapsed on top of the children. People were pulling out children's arms and legs. People were pulling out severed heads. All of this was normalized with Gaza. That's just a fact. This was happening in Gaza. Nobody did anything about it. And here we are. I mean, this pulling out severed heads, all this was happening in Gaza, where the Israeli genocidal pedo regime would pilot remote drones into tents with pregnant women and shoot the women in the bellies. And again, Netanyahu is walking free. Currently hiding and cowering in Germany, if I recall. The IDF war criminals are still operating in Gaza. They have recently cut off all aid to the region. I mean, this is what we get with our taxpayer dollars. And we don't get health care. We don't get housing. We don't get affordable groceries. We don't even get a justice system that prosecutes the pedophiles in the Epstein files. But hey, severed heads, here you go. Gonna throw them down at you guys like a fucking bowling alley. This is just insane. 4 days later, grief and outrage grew over the school deaths, which have become a flashpoint for opposition to the U.S. and Israeli strikes. Yeah, no shit. Anger and uncertainty, that's a way to put it, over the fact that no one has admitted responsibility for the most publicized civilian casualties since the start of the war. And I don't think we're gonna find out. Whoops, whoa, scrolling way too fast. I don't think we're gonna find out who did it. I think this is going to be one of those open-ended questions. That's going to be just a footnote in the history books. The war crime happened on this date, this time. This is the casualties. We don't know. And that's basically what's going to be the end of it. So, speaking of taxpayer dollars. Excellent. So cool. So cool. They're coming with their hands out begging for money yet again. Lawmakers given classified briefings Tuesday evening on the U.S. military conflict in Iran expect Trump will ask Congress for emergency cash to finance the war. You know, they care so much about the deficit unless they got some kids they need to bomb. Then the deficit is, oh, just a mild headache. Just give me some more bombs, and that'll be my ibuprofen, and I'll be over it. I don't know why I went like Stewie from Family Guy on that one. Oh, you need bombs? Well, then I will need more money for them. Not a very good Stewie impression, but it's getting there. During the closed-door meetings on Capitol Hill, top Trump administration officials said only that they are considering a supplemental military funding request, according to lawmakers who attended the briefings. But senior intelligence and defense officials described a vast military operation that many members anticipate will require extra funding on top of the nearly $1 trillion Congress has already given the military over the last year. $1 trillion. $1 trillion. $1 trillion. $1 trillion. And yet we still have planes shot down from friendly fire. Excuse me? $1 trillion. You can't have some kind of safety features in there? Like, blue is friend, red is hostile, don't shoot the blue? $1 billion. You know, you want to know? Hold on, there's another story. Let's see. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, here it is. Okay, you want to see something else that's going to make your blood boil? The military doesn't know how to spend an extra $500 billion. You know what? Give me that money. Give me the $500 billion. I will spend it. I ain't spending it on bombs. I ain't spending it on drugs. Well, not all of it. But I will spend that shit. I will house every fucking person in this city. I will pay off people's student debts. Give me that money. What else? Can you imagine? Can you imagine? We took that $500 billion and we put that towards paying off people's student debt. You know how much people's credit scores would go up? You know how much more money people would have to then put into the economy so that because they wouldn't be able to buy TVs or cars or PlayStations or sofas or beds, you know, or a grill for their backyard. We're millennials. We don't have backyards. We don't have houses. But they could buy houses because that would free up their spending power. $500 billion, and the military doesn't know how to disperse it. Last year, even as this is the other thing. Last year, even as Elon Musk Doge was hacking away at alleged inefficient and fraudulent federal spending, Trump proposed a record-breaking $1 trillion defense budget. It was still the biggest ever, even so Trump said in January that his next proposal number would be 50% higher than the last one. Jesus Christ. One in particular, among the problems with a $1.5 trillion defense budget, one in particular stands out. The military has no idea what it would do with that much money. That's not hyperbole based on a recent report from the Washington Post citing sources who spoke anonymously to characterize internal matters. Trump's extravagant proposal is apparently causing a delay in the White House's annual budget proposal. Since Trump agreed to the high number, White House aides and defense officials have run into logistical challenges about where to put the money. Because the amount is so large, the people said. The White House is more than 2 weeks behind its statutory deadline to send its budget proposal to Congress, in part because it's unclear how precisely to spend the additional $500 billion, according to the people familiar with the matter. Senior Pentagon officials have consulted with former senior defense officials as they grapple with the challenge, said one person familiar with the matter. Part of the discussion centers on how much emphasis should go into buying weapons the military already uses versus investing in high-end technology such as AI. Of course they want to waste it on AI that the Pentagon envisions as part of its future. Holy shit, dude. And here's the other thing. With all that money just sitting there, you know, on someone's desk, in someone's bank account, at the reach of a phone button push. You know what's going to happen? Kristi Noem is going to buy herself a super yacht, right? Pete Hegseth is going to get himself like a portable, inflatable gym where he can do the worst weak-ass push-ups you've ever seen in your life. And the money, because you can't trust these people to use that money wisely, right? Kash Patel couldn't get the FBI couldn't get to multiple high-profile shooting locations because they couldn't get dispatched because Kash Patel was using the jets. And now he's got an entire SWAT team following his girlfriend around. I don't think that SWAT team is there to protect the girlfriend. I think that SWAT team is there to keep the girlfriend around Kash Patel. I'm not kidding. I think that lady is in danger. Like, who does this? This is so unprecedented. Actual FBI directors during times of war, even after like 9/11, right? During the Vietnam War, they didn't have this type of security for their people. This is insane. And when you leave $500 billion on the table and everyone at the table is a grifter, they're going to take it for themselves. Because why not? We saw that with PPP loans, right? The right wing was using the PPP loans to buy Ferraris, to buy vacations, to buy boats. That's what they were doing. They weren't using it to fund their businesses and pay the working class. They took the money and run because that is what that party enables, corruption and grift. That's all it's about. So, I've bashed Republicans. You're probably wondering when I'll bash the Democrats. Ha 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 ha. Netanyahu favors Trump, but he could come to regret it. So this is why... Oh, no. Do I have to pay? Oh, shit. All right, well, I can at least read the first page chapter here. So, look, here's the thing. Netanyahu made very clear in many statements that he in public and in private, that he wanted Trump to win over Biden and Kamala. He didn't want them. And yet, Biden, what did he do? I just gotta bear hug him. Just gotta give him a big old hug and he'll calm down. Yeah, come on, guys. Just gotta hug him. He'll come around. Yeah. Give the guy a little shake every now and then. Come on. Get serious, I tell him. And then, where am I? And they still backed him. It was political suicide. It was stupid. They backed Netanyahu, this guy who was committing a genocide at the time. And rather than take that seriously at the DNC, Democratic activists were twerking on Palestinian people trying to bring it up as an issue. The amount of disrespect you would have to blame Palestinians and people who sat out the election in 2024 because you choose to twerk over the issue of dead babies. That tells you everything you need to know about the Democratic Party. In the United States, the polls in the run-up to the November 5th presidential election show Kamala Harris and Trump neck and neck. But if the voting were limited to Israelis, Trump could begin writing his inaugural address. Israel is Trump country, and Trump's number one supporter is his Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu. Yet Trump's record, his mercurial personality, and his public remarks on Israel during the campaign offer little to justify the enthusiasm. Yeah, this is so funny because, it's such a two-way street of mutually assured destruction with Netanyahu and Trump trusting each other, right? Because Trump can't be trusted to do anything. He won't hold his promises. He can't even hold his own bladder, So he's not going to be trustworthy to follow through on what Netanyahu wants him to do. That's already happening, right? He thought it was going to be one big strike and done, and then they could get out. And that's not what happened. And now he's starting to waffle. Now he's trying to try all these different talking points. Oh, maybe we should go in further. Maybe we should get out. Maybe I should let the Israelis do it. Maybe we should just give them money. Maybe we should fund the Iranian people, and they'll topple the regime themselves. Who knows? He's throwing everything at the wall except the kitchen sink. And then same with Netanyahu. Netanyahu's not going to back Trump if push comes to shove, right? Netanyahu is a leech. He's there specifically to get U.S. taxpayer dollars and U.S. military involvement in Iran. He's said as much. That's all he's there for. But then if we get struck somewhere because of Israel's war crimes, Israel ain't going to help us. You think they're going to send the IDF to frickin' Tennessee if there's a terrorist attack? Hell no. Hell no. Iranian sleeper cells in fucking Michigan? You think the SEAL Team 6 of Israel is going to show up there? Hell no. They're going to stay in their country where they can pick on, people in the West Bank who can't fight back, and they can steal our taxpayer dollars so that they can get their health care while we're still dying and starving, and measles is making a comeback bigger than the clap. Oh, we're so fucked. So, back to my original point. All of this is a distraction from the Epstein files. That is all this is. This is a war of distraction because Trump is in the Epstein files raping children. Bada bing, bada boom. That's all there is to it. Justice Department has withheld some Epstein files related to allegations that President Trump sexually abused a minor, an NPR investigation finds. It also removed some documents from the public database where accusations against Jeffrey Epstein also mentioned Trump. Now, the right-wing pedos love to say, well, Trump was the one that signed it into law. Trump was the one pushing to have the Epstein files released. No, he fucking wasn't. He was threatening to veto the bill when it first got pushed, and then he saw that there was a veto-proof majority, and he had no other choice, so he took the less difficult PR move. He signed the bill, and then he slow-walked it every step of the way. You know, it's been amazing because the slow-walking of Trump, I don't even know how to wrap my brain around this. Trump is slow-walking the release of the documents because he's a pedophile, and the Epstein files indict him on that. That's what is happening there. But then, the crazy part is that it's very similar to the Democrats and Merrick Garland slow-walking the January 6th riots. Very similar, except the Democrats weren't willing to prosecute someone else's crime, right? The Epstein files are a cover-up so that they don't get charged. Merrick Garland was covering up so that he didn't have to charge the criminals. You see the perversity in the way, in the thought process of the two parties, right? The Republican pedophiles break the law so that they can keep breaking the law. Democrats follow the law to the letter, even if it means letting criminals off the hook. Some files have not been made public despite a law mandating their release. These include what appear to be more than 50 pages of FBI interviews, as well as notes from conversations with a woman who accused Trump of sexual abuse decades ago when she was a minor. And this was all known in 2016. Hillary Clinton could have used this as a talking point. Joe Biden could have used it. Obama could have used it. And they didn't have it. And the liberals in my mentions love to be like, what'd you want him to do? Break the law and talk about a case that was under seal? Yes, actually. Yes. Do you not see what we are up against here? Do you not see the scope? I don't know how to tell you this, liberals. There is a international pedophile cabal currently running the country. No one is safe, right? And you're saying we shouldn't know about that? It's insane. And even if they didn't want to release the specific Epstein files, Kamala, Biden, Obama, Hillary, even if they didn't want to release the specific things that, yes, fine, potentially could have damaged future prosecutions, fine. They didn't have to. They could have talked about the public record. Trump is in the public record being friends with Epstein's #1 client for decades. Trump is in the public record saying that he has no age limit. Dating even 12-year-olds. He said that's fine. Trump is in the public record saying that he liked Jeffrey Epstein because they both liked women on the younger side. Trump is in the public record saying that he would date his own daughter. Trump is in the public record saying that he went into these teenage beauty pageants that he owned, and he owned them specifically so he could see these teenagers nude. There is public record in 2016 that Trump was sued by a Jane Doe because she claimed that she was gang raped by Trump and Epstein at one of Epstein's parties at Trump Tower. All of that is public record. How did no Democrat make that a public issue? And you know what? I don't think the Democrats will. Look at these centrists that are like posturing right now, right? You've got Gallego. Sure, he's a little bit more to the left, but he's an opportunist. He doesn't believe any of the shit that he's saying, and the moment he's pushed back on it, he's going to you get him on a debate stage, and he's asked to defend endorsing Graham Plattner or defend abolishing ICE or prosecuting ICE, he's going to waffle and he's going to fail because he doesn't believe in it. He's just saying it for political points. That's all. Same thing with Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom is going to attack hard to the center right, being against regulating AI, being against a wealth tax on billionaire pedophiles. And they don't believe in any of these things. So if you were to actually have them talk about the Epstein files, they don't believe in these people being prosecuted. They don't. If they did, you cannot hear stuff like this and not immediately go to the nearest fucking camera with a microphone and say pedophiles will be jailed under my administration. But who said that? NPR reviewed multiple sets of unique serial numbers appearing before and after the pages in question. Yeah, so basically this is describing how they noticed the documents were missing. Specific file, but I want to know the substance of the claims. Yeah, where's Garcia? Yeah. So Robert Garcia reviewed yesterday I reviewed unredacted evidence logs of the Department of Justice. Oversight Democrats can confirm the DOJ appears to have illegally withheld FBI interviews with this survivor who accused President Trump of heinous crimes, pedophilia. Some of these documents were briefly taken down and put back up online. NPR does not name victims of sexual abuse. Right, smart policy. Missing page. Here we go. When asked for comment about the missing pages and the accusations against the president, a White House spokeswoman told NPR that Trump has done more for Epstein's victims than anyone before him. Get fucked. Get royally fucked. Holy shit. Trump is the reason Epstein's victims are victims. Because Trump raped them and trafficked them from Mar-a-Lago to Epstein. Just President Trump has said he's been totally exonerated on anything relating to Epstein. See, this is the brain rot where they can just say this stuff. And look at how uncritically NPR... Look at this. Uncritically, they just quote them. Look at this entire block. See, look at this entire block. An entire block completely uncritical. Not to note that the White House lies on everything. And there's not even like a little footnote here saying, by the way, you know, Trump refused to release the Epstein files on time. The files have been redacted. I mean, sure, it's in the overall reporting, but to uncritically just quote tweet this person is why liars are rewarded. Because there's no pushback. There's no punishment. Why would you not lie if you're just gonna get away with it? Just lie. White House previously released a statement. Fuck off. Attorney General Pam Bondi, the blonde bimbo Bondi pedo herself. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. According to the newly released files, the FBI internally circulated Epstein-related allegations that mentioned Trump in late July and early August of 2025. The list, collected from the FBI's National Threat Operations Center, included numerous salacious allegations. Agents marked most of the accusations as unverifiable or not credible. But one lead was sent to the FBI Washington's office with the purpose of setting up an interview with the accuser. The lead was included in an internal PowerPoint slide deck detailing prominent names in the Epstein and Maxwell investigations last fall. The woman who directly named Trump in her abuse allegation claimed that around 83, when she was around 13, Epstein introduced her to Trump, who subsequently forced her head down to his exposed penis, which she subsequently bit. I think I actually remember reading about this one once. In response, Trump punched her in the head and kicked her out. Jesus Christ. Now, that's based on the description, and you know, I don't know if there's some time in between, but it's basically like the girl comes in, Trump is introduced to her, and then immediate tries to sexually rape her. Good on her for fighting back, though. Like, good on you, girl. Like, that was his instant reaction. He didn't even, like, I mean, not that it would have made it better, but there's no, like, what's your name? Not, what's your name? There's no, like, introduction. It's just immediate rape. That's the mentality that this guy has. Sees a 13-year-old and immediately wants to rape her. It's insane. More than 3 million pages of files released by the Justice Department in recent months, this specific allegation against Trump appears only in copies of the FBI list of claims in the DOJ slideshow. But a review of FBI case files and logs and discovery documents turned over to Maxwell and her attorneys in the criminal case against her point to one place the claim could have come from and how serious investigators took it. The FBI interviewed this Trump and Epstein accuser 4 times. 4 times! As according to an FBI serial report and list of non-testifying witness material in the Maxwell case, it was also released under the Epstein Files Transparency Act. Only the first interview conducted July 2019 is in the public database. The interview does not mention Trump. 15 documents listed in a log. The Maxwell discovery related material. Only 7. 15 okay, so there's more documents missing. Missing also include notes that accompany through discrepancy in the file for the Trump accuser first reported. First interview document, the woman discussed ways Epstein abused her as a girl, and identifying him to investigators showed a cropped photo of the disgraced financier. Her attorney said it was caught because she, quote, was concerned about implicating additional individuals, specifically any that were well known, due to fear of retaliation. FBI agents noted it was a widely distributed photograph of Epstein with Trump. A woman whose biographical details and descriptions of Epstein's abuse found in the FBI material was also lined up with details from a victim lawsuit. In the December 2019 filing, I did not read about this one, Jane Doe 4 does not mention Trump, and the woman voluntarily dismissed her claims against Epstein's estate December 2021. Oh, I see. So they're saying the girl is a victim of Epstein but wasn't trafficked to Trump. Okay. Attorneys refused to comment. Some of this July 22nd, before license slide, Trump's name was in the larger case files, and that one identified victim claimed abuse by Trump, but ultimately refused to cooperate. Second accuser says she met Trump at Mar-a-Lago. Other woman whose mention of Trump made the DOJ's presentation appears in Maxwell Discovery files released last month, also known as a testifying witness 3500 materialist. In the first interview of 6 with the FBI conducted between 2019 and 2021, detailed how Epstein and Maxwell's abuse began when she was around 13, attending the Interlochen Center for the Arts. Epstein took her to Trump's Mar-a-Lago club to meet him. Epstein told Trump, "This is a good one, huh?" 2020 lawsuit against Epstein's estate and Maxwell. A second woman added that both men chuckled and she felt uncomfortable, but at the time was too young to understand why. Ugh. That interview was removed from the DOJ's public files, so they hid that one. So this is a total cover-up. I mean, just all of this is detailing. They put up the files and they realize that it's bad shit, so then they cover it up. Multiple FBI interviews with other people refer to the second woman's meeting with Trump while she was a minor and being abused by Epstein. One interview with a fleeting mention of Trump was removed from the public database, including as started last week. Another interview with a woman's mother is still offline after publication, Justice Department said. A prince and Donald Trump visited Epstein's house. God, I wonder which prince that would be. I don't think it's Prince Ali, everybody. Which made her think that if they are there, then how could Epstein be a criminal? Oh, God, you poor woman. According to NPR's copy of the file that was first published. So look, they're just being the mouthpiece for they're just Trump's law firm at this point. They are not Department of Justice for the people. The possible omission of files that mention these women's particular allegations against the president come as the Justice Department has warned about other documents it has published in full that include what it calls untrue and sensationalist claims about Trump. That is so beyond the pale for them to say. At the same time, the Justice Department has removed and re-uploaded thousands of pages, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so, I mean, how do we bring this back full circle? Look, at the end of the day, this is just, it's a war of distraction. It's a war to cover for the pedophiles, and that's exactly what we're seeing. The war is going to continue until they can, you know, I don't even know. Even if Iran is completely capitulating and the regime is overthrown and everything, I don't think that's going to stop them because I don't know if you guys heard. You okay, buddy? Yeah, you hitting the scratch spot on the ear, right? That was a big groan. He's groaning like, fuck, I don't want to listen to this shit anymore. So on that note, I'm probably going to end. But yeah, if MAGA wants a war, they